Hello and welcome back to a new studio vlog. It has been a couple of weeks because last week I was at my parents' house decorating their conservatory and I am back now, and so picking up the camera again. Last week was fairly eventful. I painted my mum and dad's conservatory, as I just said, and that was, I got there on Wednesday and basically immediately started painting. They're about 3.5 hours from Cornwall. I painted Wednesday, Thursday, and then in the middle of early hours of Friday morning, about 2 o'clock, 2:30, I woke up and I had the most awful migraine. Normally I get migraines after I lift heavy in the gym. I get the aura, the flashy eyes, and I take my medication and nothing really comes of it. But because I was asleep, I didn't have any prior warning of the migraine coming on. So I woke up and I stood up and I felt really sick and not very well. I opened my window, got some fresh air, it was so humid. And then I thought to myself, I don't think I'm going to be very well. I need to get to a bathroom. And my mum and dad's bedroom is right near the main bathroom upstairs. So I thought I won't go in there because I don't want to wake them up and worry them. So I got to the top of the stairs, felt extremely dizzy and thought, oh my god, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Better sit down. Next thing I know, I'm laying at the bottom of the stairs and my mum's waking me up. So yeah, that happened. I went tumbling down the stairs. Ambulance came and checked me over. I seem to have escaped pretty lightly, considering I fell from basically the top of the stairs. I think I managed to sit myself down, I must have done. I don't really have a memory of it, but I didn't break anything. I have a tiny little bump on my head, but I didn't know that that was there till that evening when I washed my hair, so I couldn't have hit my head that hard, otherwise I definitely would have known. It's been a few days since that happened, but I'm still feeling the side effects of falling down the stairs. It jarred my entire body, and gradually as the days have gone by, new bruises have arrived. I haven't really got many bruises considering I fell down the stairs, and at my age, let's face it, could have broken a hip, but I joke, but I am fine. And so I've been taking a few days just to kind of relax a little bit because I've been feeling very jarred and very tired and a little bit all over the place. Probably the same as my mum and dad are feeling, because let's face it, no one wants to find anyone laying at the bottom of the stairs. As I said, today's Wednesday, it's the 28th of June, and I'm starting the studio vlog at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, early evening, because today I've just finally finished painting a commission piece. There's still one more thing to do. I'm going to show you it. Let me plonk you down somewhere. This commission piece I have been painting for a long time. I did my client's wedding stationery digitally drawn as this piece, and she's had a painting from me before and she wanted it painted. She hasn't seen it yet, but I have shown some clips in recent vlogs. She needs to give me her wording to do in the middle, but other than the wording, it's pretty finished. This is it. I'm just about to put it in a cello to protect it from the dust, because currently it is this shape where I've been working hard on it, and as you can see, it's fairly detailed. So that is done and I'm proud of myself for this. It's the most detailed painting. It's a joy and an honour to paint these things for her. So yeah, that's done, and then right now I've come upstairs because I'm going to I've got an order to pack and there's a couple of prints in that order. I need to make sure that I've got them. If not, I need to print them. And I've also update on one of the influencers that I said about last time. The one who lives in Cornwall has agreed to take some things from me to share with her audience. So I'm going to pack her some goodies. I'm going to make some decisions on what I'm going to pack. The other person I haven't heard from, and I'm thinking my email has potentially gone into her junk box, but recently I saw on her Instagram, I know you don't know who this is, and I'm not telling you for a reason, because, you know, I don't want people to think, oh, why are you contacting that person? That's a bit Buffy Stations. I think my email potentially has gone into her junk box, but recently on her Instagram she said she hasn't been posting much or really doing a lot because she's going through a bit of a moment in her life. So I thought I'd just leave it another week or so, and then I'll resend the email and then send her a DM on Instagram just to remind her that it's there, just in case it's gone into her junk box. But happy that I got a response from the first one. When it came through, I was honestly shitting myself. I didn't even want to read them. Does anyone else get this? I didn't even want to open the message. Super excited to send it, didn't want to open the message, but I did. It was good news. It's all good. So this order, she has ordered one of these don't be afraid to take up space in this world, and she's also ordered Know Your Worth. I'm throwing that in for her. She's ordered these 2 washi tapes, which are, no, why do they never focus? There we go. Yellow florals, light pink florals. 2 cards and 5 of my simplified to-do lists, which are, they've always been so popular, I can't believe it. They're 100 pages and they're just super sweet and really easy to use. I've only got a handful of them left now, not even that. I'm just going to quickly chop up this order, pack one of them, and then I'm going to probably make a TikTok video of me packing this order, and then I'll move on to my influencer order. Hello my loves, today is Thursday, the 29th of June. I was all well presented, hair done, red lipstick on, feeling pretty alright this morning, and then I got onto a call which just put me in a complete fluster, and now I am sitting down in the kitchen about to embark on what I can only describe as a mental, absolutely mad planning session. So, the call that I was on, let me find somewhere I can rest you, hang on 1 minute. You're rested on the bird's fat ball bucket. I hope you're comfortable. So yeah, the call I was on was with a company called the Great Brand Exchange, and they basically help set up pop-up shops in places like John Lewis, Waitrose, Boots, places like that. As far as I'm aware, I think that's right. And I applied to do something in John Lewis, potentially in Exeter, and they put me on a slightly short list to go towards looking at their Christmas pop-up shops. So it was just about what that entails, how much that costs, all the information around it. And initially it set me into a panic because I went to join the Zoom call and it said that the capacity for the call has been reached and I couldn't get on. Which I didn't know was a thing, but they did apologise for that. I don't think they realised it was a thing either. I got on about 20 minutes in, so I missed the first part, but I caught the most important pieces, and I have since filled out the application form, so pray for me. So far this year, I have applied for 0 Christmas markets. By this time last year, I had a whole load planned out, and I feel like if I could get a pop-up shop, that would be epic for me this year, given the kind of year that we've had. There's a lot of stress. My planning is slightly behind, but I've applied to do it with the hopes of having like my hand-painted baubles, some personalised decorations, potentially some stationery gift sets and things like that. So I just need to work out, regardless of the John Lewis application, I need to work out what I would like to put together for Christmas and how that's going to look for me. And then obviously if I get that, potentially increase my numbers a little bit. But because of the year that we've had, I haven't actually really done a lot of designing this year, but I would love to be able to do some cards, washi tapes, potentially some prints for Christmas, like festive prints that would be really pretty and botanical and kind of maybe even gold foiled or gold leafed, not sure. My baubles definitely, my wood slices definitely, and then a new stationery collection that isn't unique to Christmas, it isn't Christmas themed, it's nature themed, but just a new collection, which would obviously include then like a notebook, maybe a to-do list, and maybe some other new things that I haven't thought about yet. Other than that, this morning I have resent an email to the other influencer that I spoke about yesterday, and I DM'd her on Instagram and just said, look, I know you're super busy, but I sent you an email, would you mind checking it out? And she said, sorry, I haven't seen it, but I will check it out. It may not be the good fit for her, it may not be right, but now I know I'm on radar. Also, I'm going to send an email in a minute to a couple of these home magazines, because this one has a section at the back called Shop Small, and they also have like mood board sections within it, and I feel like my art prints might fit quite well into there, so I'm just gonna bite the bullet and send an email and then sit here and plan for a bit. Feeling all of the adrenaline. Hello guys, today is Sunday. I have been AWOL because I've been painting Joe's office for the last 2 days, and I also have some of the office in my office now, but it's also made me realise that I need to move my office around again, but I need to really think about what I'm doing in here. And at the moment, you remember I moved around, so I've got my main desk here and I've got my desk here with Gizmo's bed on it. I moved it so that I could have my printer because I need to access it from the back and the front, and so I needed it somewhere really accessible. But to me at the moment, I can't use the rest of this desk, and I can't really reach into things on the other side. It's all tucked away. I can't really access things properly. There's just a lot of stuff that's kind of in the way. And so what I was thinking of doing, for this unit that I have here, this wooden shelving unit, you can get a corner attachment to, so what I was thinking is I could have it all along this wall here with a corner attachment and then one shelf along the wall it's on now, leaving this part all free. And then I'm wondering whether I could fit in 1 or 2 desks like back to back or something similar, or a T-shape or something like that, and then leave this bit free for like wandering around. And I do like to have a space to put my yoga mat as well, but it is only a small room. But I also could do with buying a couple of extra shelves, because if you see, you can sort of see, you see there's a big gap here, and it's also the same down here. I could do with another 1 shelf in here or 2, and the same on the other end. So I think at some point I'm going to go to Exeter IKEA and get the corner attachment. I'm going to measure this maybe today, measure whether I can fit 2 of those shelves along the wall or 1. I don't know. I just need to really think about it. Right now I need to pack orders and my battery's about to die, so that's good. I was going to talk to you about my order packing, but I can't because my battery's going to die. So I'm just going to get on with that and I will catch up with you in a bit. It's now 4:30 and I packed my orders. You charged in the meantime. Oh look, I've got a giraffe sticking out of my head. That's Lawrence up there, if you haven't seen him before. So here's the new plan. Oh my god, why am I like this? I've had a look on IKEA and I think I found some solutions, but there's no way of me knowing if it's going to work unless I actually move some stuff. So my plan for now is to fill some crates up with some bits and bobs that I have around the office, pop them in the spare room. Then I'm going to take these shelves apart. So right now I've got 3 sections. So I'm going to lose 1 section. I'll use the shelves and it'll just be the end part that won't be used on that side. And then put those here. Then I'm going to see whether I can get my 2 desks that are exactly the same size in the middle. I've tried measuring, I've tried doing all these things, but I can't really envision it until I actually move it, and it is a pain to have to move all this stuff. And those of you that have been around here for ages will know how much I move my office around, but that's because I've never found, whenever I move it, I solve one problem and create another problem. Today is Monday guys, and as you would have seen by the last clip I did yesterday, in my spare of the moment massive shuffle round, which poor Joe had to suffer through because it was just typical me, make a decision, need to do it immediately, but it's all good, it's worked out for the best. And I think finally, after all of these move arounds that some of you have probably witnessed happening, I think I found a good setup. And right now it's still a mess, but I'm about to go to IKEA. I'm not going to take this camera with me, but if I get a moment to do any little clips of IKEA I will, but we'll see. I always chicken out. But so basically, let me turn you around. I'm going to show you what the hell this is looking like right now. It's a shit stick, but I want to show you because then when it's all done, you'll see a difference, hopefully. So we come through the door and now I've got my shelves here rather than here. And although they look smaller, because I had 3 sections before, I haven't actually lost anything because all that happens with these IKEA units, these are the Ivy units, these shelves unclick, and so I had less shelves per unit and then more in the middle, so I had 3 sections. So I've got the same amount of shelf space, and actually it's worked out better now because I had some really deep shelves, like high shelves, that weren't being used. I've also got a spare couple of shelves which are going to go into the new Ivy unit I'm going to get today. None of this stuff that's on here now lives here, it's just there for now. So the next one I'm getting is 124 centimetres high, so probably to about here. I'm getting one unit that's probably about the same width, and then another one that links on and clips in, which is got like slightly shorter shelves. So that's really cool. That is going to go inside the door here, where my desk previously was. I'm going to keep the notice board there. I'm going to move these things off the wall. This won't be here anymore, that's going to go. And then my 2 desks are now completely usable, which is wonderful. So I've got that desk there, which will be clear, still got Gizmo's bed on it. She's not impressed with this room at the moment, she is not happy. And then this here with my printer next to me, so that I could actually getting up and down all the time. I'll put my wall planner up here, and I'm going to get one of the pegboards from IKEA that I can hook things like cables onto, put pens in, and just have a bit more organisation. And then get some lighting sorted out, and I think that, oops, I've just kicked the same thing I've been kicking for the last 24 hours. I think that will be that. So I wanted you to take this in, take the chaos in, let's go to IKEA and make this a better space. It is much later in the day now. I look a little bit worse for wear. I feel very, very tired. One word of responsibleness for that. The thing responsible for that. One word. Hormones. I've just made myself a coffee. It's about 3:30. So I went to IKEA and got the stuff that I needed to get. There's a lot of work to do. I need to get my office back together because I have to launch those t-shirts this week, and so I need to get on with it. And plus I have to edit you guys. I also have an unboxing of some paints which arrived today for my Christmas ornaments, so I want to show you that as well. I need to wake up and I need to drag out the unit that you're currently resting on. Okay, I'll drink this first I think, and then get cracking. I've brought this section in, and what I've got to go underneath, I've got extra shelves that can go on here, and I've got an extra section to put on the side here. Obviously it's not completely in position yet, but I've also, what I ended up buying is like a little box on wheels, because I have these 2 boxes that were in my big square IKEA Kallax unit, and this stuff is just in here, just like ribbon and pencils and paints and clay tools and all sorts of different things that I use. So I wanted, it's like a man drawer for an artist basically. How is it possible that these boxes are even harder to put together than the furniture? I haven't even put the lid on properly. Okay, my loves, I thought I would just talk about some of the stuff that I come across as I find it. I have my box of artwork, which I've definitely found, I've definitely shown you on a vlog before. But basically I went through this last time I moved my office around, so potentially like a week ago, and it just reminds me every time I look in it that I want to do something more with it. So you guys may remember, if you've been watching me for a while, or for like certainly the last few months, I started a surface pattern design course, and then my computer sort of died and I got my new computer. I haven't continued my course yet. I need to set time aside to pick that back up again. It's a lifetime sort of course, so I need to go back to that. But some of these little designs, these little watercolour designs that I have, these are just individual elements. But some of these, like, I really want to do something with in terms of like pattern. These are quite old, so I'd probably potentially repaint them. I really love these, and these are from like one of my first wedding stationery collections that I did. And I don't know why I did so many different elements. I think I was just sort of playing around, and I really enjoyed doing the blue colours. So I have all of the elements in here from like my wildflower collection that I scanned into the computer, like all these different kind of pieces that all make up the wildflower collection, as well as other things. That my very first ever stationery collection was this leafy collection, and the Always You card that I have on my website came from these hearts. So yeah, it's just nice to kind of flick back through, and I'm just putting some artwork away that was on the wall behind me up until yesterday, which is like all my leaf watercolours and little, I love this actually, little garland sort of designs and ferns and all of these things. So these stem from wedding stationery collections, and then you'll recognise this as the Leaf Lovers collection. And all of that mood board that was behind me is going into this box because I'm not really finished with it yet. I'm just basically going to pull out everything, lay it all out in front of me and decide what I need to keep, what I need to throw away, and what I could put away. And I was going to put these boxes down here, but I've actually decided now that this is like a packing station, because I don't need to access these boxes very much, it makes sense for them to go behind me at my desk. So the things that are directly below my chair, I don't need to be able to get to that often. So I'm going to move this stuff there, and then I'll put my shredded paper here. I think that will make more sense. Had to command strip that onto the wall, as this wall is full of live wires, evidently, according to the device we used to check. None of this wall was capable of taking screws, so I've command stripped the hell out of it. Hopefully it's level. It said it was level, and now I'm going to attach it to the wall. Let's see. Good morning guys, today's Tuesday. You join me on a leaned over, defeated day. I like flomped on my table with my diffuser. Please excuse the small gathering of friends I have on my chin. The hormone situation is real today, and I'm feeling all of the feels. You know, when you just feel defeated, I feel like that today. But today is meant to be the day I put this vlog up. However, I haven't started editing it yet, and I haven't even finished sorting my office out yet. Obviously the plan for this vlog, I think at the beginning, was that I design some new stuff and I do all this thing, then other than that, instead of that I decided to change my office around, so that's what we've been doing in this vlog. So I think the last clip you saw was me putting this together. I want to make this look a little bit prettier. I think it might involve some fairy lights. But we'll see. The aim of today is to not lose my marbles. I'm so tired, even before the hormones, I am so tired. I think the whole year of like losing my father-in-law and falling down the stairs last week, worrying about business stuff and just feeling generally really run down, it's just catching up with me, and I feel I have good days and bad days, but today, egged on by the hormones, I'm feeling meh. Anyway, on a different note, I wanted to show you and unbox, before I forget, my new paints before we get into doing anything else. So let me just make a bit of room and I'll come back to you. Okay, I think I have you balanced. It's so dark today. I ordered my Holbein acrylic, gouache acrylics. Gouache? I've always called it gouache, but I think it's gouache, so whatever. Tomato, tomato. You know what I mean. In this little box here, oh, this is from Jackson's Art, by the way, and they had this set for a lot cheaper than normal. So this is just a single. This is of white, because I use loads and loads of white. So this is just a big white. Simple and useful. The exciting part is this. Oh my gosh. So basically last year when I was painting my baubles and my other Christmas bits, I chose, because these paints are so expensive, they're something like, is it between like £4 and £6 a tube for like, this, not this size, the smaller tubes. and I chose a collection of colours that I just stuck to. And whilst I do believe the more colours you've got, the more complicated things can be, I like paint. I have a lot to paint this year. I don't know if I've told you that I've got my baubles, I've got little ceramic flat, not ceramic, air dry clay flat circles, like baubles with holes in to tie in the tree, and I've got wood slices. So I've got quite a lot to paint, so I want to kind of make sure that I'm covering all of the angles. So, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay, so in this set you get 36 of the colours. Some of them I have, but I used them to death, so it's beautiful. I will show you a close-up in a second, but this is them. Look how beautiful. Basically, like, all of these are going to be so useful to me, but I can't wait to do some super bright baubles again this year and some really dark ones as well. So this for me is going to be really exciting, but I think I'm going to have to limit myself. So when I do collections of baubles, if I'm going to do, say, 5 bright ones, I'm just going to have to pick from here and not just like look at them all, because I will lose myself. I'll try and link these down below if I can. And as I said, they're from Jackson's Art. I will try and link them down below because they are beautiful and they are very expensive, but they are on offer at the moment. Next job, I think I'm going to do fairy lights quickly, just to get those done. Try and string those up somewhere. It is so bloody dark in here, and I need to sort that out, so that's my next job. It looks so much lighter than it is in here because I've got the brightness on my camera up. However, I have now put these lights up, which is lovely. And now I'm going to find my other lights. Oh, they are down there, I can just see them poking out. And I'm going to try and put those somewhere else, just to brighten this place up a little bit. It's a few hours later now. I didn't put the other lights up because they weren't working and they are broken. So I cancelled that idea, went to the gym instead, had some lunch, had a nap as well. I'm looking so shocking today, I'm so sorry. I've just set myself up here. Gizmo's found her new bed. I have my cup of tea in my new IKEA mug that I got yesterday. I love it, it's so nice. And I'm just going to sit and swatch all of my new paints that I showed you earlier quickly, because it's always nice for me to have a reference when I'm painting, so I thought we could do that together whilst I sit and have a cup of tea. Also, let me balance you here for a minute, I'm just ducked down. Ooh. These arrived, I can't remember if I showed you these the other day. Ooh. I ordered some wood slices, and you may remember, if you've been around for forever, that I do occasionally paint wood slices at Christmas time. I'm not going to unwrap them because it'll make a mess, but I've got some wood slices off of Etsy, and they're already pre-drilled. Excuse my nails, I've chipped all of my nails doing this office, but I've got a whole bunch of wood slices here, as well as my ceramic baubles, and also the flat ones I was talking about earlier will be arriving this week, and then I can start painting them, which will be great. But I thought for now, let's sit here, I'm going to just draw a grid of some colours, and let's just swatch, and I shall shove it on a time lapse for you. It's just dawned on me that I haven't actually shown you the office properly. I still haven't got all my lighting in place and stuff, but let me just turn you around and I'll quickly show you what we've got going on in here right now. Then I'm going to quickly do a test print of this. You will remember from the last couple of vlogs I did this thank you card, and I was thinking of making it into a print, so I'm just going to try and print one out, maybe like an A4 or A5. Have a market coming up a week on Saturday, and I thought that might be a nice addition. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to bring this to an end. Just for orientation's sake, my shelves used to be there. Now I have my 2 desks here, and Gizmo has now decided she doesn't mind sleeping there, which is good. And then from this side, this is where I used to have the IKEA sort of square Kallax unit. So now I've got all of my bits and bobs here. There's just so much stuff. So much stuff. All of my stock, paperwork and things like that are here. And then moved my planner onto this side and my print, my notice board you saw me put up yesterday. Those lights that I said to you about that weren't working, I was going to wrap them over here and like string them up over this side, but I'll have to wait and get some more. So I've put my pens and bits and pieces in here that used to be on my desk to free up some space, because now I have my printer here, which is a lot of black on my desk, but it is what it is. Actually, this being a little bit darker in this corner doesn't matter so much, because when I edit my vlog I can see better than when I was sitting right in front of the window. And then over this side, all of my packing bits and pieces, and everything that I need basically to pack orders. That notice board I will tidy up at some point. So I've done as much as I can for now. And then over this side I have my swatches and a gizmo, and then a few of my market bits down here, and then my drawers under there, which have, in here I have basically my tissue paper and my envelopes. I've got more envelopes and cellos in there, and more in here. I do need to sort this out actually. And then my paper for printing, art prints, and then what do I have down here? Oh, my actual art prints down there. I forgot I put them down there. So yeah, that is what I have down here. That is the office tour. And now I think what we'll do is let's print off a version of that art print, see what that print's like, and then close the vlog down. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that actually. I've done, as you probably saw from a time lapse, I did an A4 and two A5s. So pretty happy with that. I will get that in the shop ASAP, in 3 sizes. I'm happy with that. I think that looks pretty cool. So I'll sort that out, get that all chopped up, packaged up, get some mock-ups on the website. That is it for this week's vlog. Next week will definitely be more about prepping for a market, because I have a market not this Saturday, but the one after that, and I desperately want to prep a few things for that. And also I need to start prepping for Christmas as well. I need to start painting things, I need to start designing a new stationery collection. I need to get back to my learning with the pattern design course. Hopefully I'll be a bit more with it next week. I'm really not feeling very well today. So let's shut it down here and get editing, and I will see you in the next one. Please, 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 if you could give this one a little thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. I know we all say it on YouTube, but it genuinely does help. Thank you to everyone who is here, who subscribes already. If you don't subscribe, I would love you to subscribe. It would mean the world to me, and it really helps the channel. The more subscribers I can get, the more it will be seen, and you know, it can only lead to good things, right? So that's all from me. I will see you in the next one, guys. Have a really good rest of day. Bye.